Welcome back, Leader. So, Mr. Chair, we have now in your screens the submitted proposal of Evercon Builders and Equipment Corporation. The gross amount is 84,798,765 pesos and 12 centavos with 10% discount. So the submitted bid price, applying the 10% discount, is 76,318,888 pesos and 61 centavos. So the discounted price is below the ABC of the project, which is 76,328,375 pesos and 61 centavos. So with that, Mr. Chair, the technical working group is now recommending for the conduct of bid evaluation on the submitted proposal of Evercon Builders Equipment Corporation to ascertain completeness of bids and to determine whether there are mathematical or arithmetical correction in their proposal, Mr. Chair, for consideration and approval of the committee, sir.
Thank you. Any motion?
Motion, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, motion to adopt the recommendation of the TWG for Evercon Builders and Equipment Corporation to undergo bid evaluation.
Noted.
Second the motion.
All right. Move and seconded. So motion is adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Evercon Builders, thank you for participating, for submitting your bid proposal. We will just notify you of the outcome of the bid evaluation. Maraming salamat po. You're now excused po. The next item in our agenda, Mr. Chair, is the pre-bid conference. This is for the project Catbalogan Airport Development Project, CY 2021, construction of control tower building, administration building, powerhouse, transformer yard, and site development. Bid number 23-019-07, amounting to 101,130,438 pesos and 50 centavos, an ADMS project. This is a DOTR downloaded project, and we we received queries from bidders, Mr. Chair, and they requested for a link for the pre-bid conference.
Attorney, can you please enlarge the presentation? Yan, thank you. So it's 3.1, no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
All right, okay.
So, requesting Mr. Chair to admit the bidders online for the pre-bid.
Go ahead, please. Admit.
Secretariat, please kindly admit prospective bidders. The presentation, Mr. Chair, will be done by by Engineer Sheldon Ceballos. Engineer Sheldon.
Yes, Attorney Frank, good morning to the Chair, good morning, and to the members of the Business Awards Committee. I will be presenting to you today the pre-bid conference for the Catbalogan Airport project. Attorney Frank, may I proceed?
Yes, Engineer Sheldon. I think. Yes, please.
Okay, good morning again. Okay. So, this is the pre-bid conference for the procurement of Catbalogan Airport Development Project, CY 2021. Construction of control tower building, administration building, powerhouse, transformer yard, and site development. With bid number 23-019-07, 2019-07. Okay, for the invitation to bid. The contract, or I mean the ABC for this project is 101,130,438 pesos and 50 cents. For the instructions to bidders, for the scope of bid, the procuring entity, Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, invites bids for the, again, Catbalogan Airport Development Project CY 2021, construction of control tower building, administration building, powerhouse, transformer yard, and site development. With project identification number, bid number 23-019-07. Funding for this project is GACY 2021, the OTR downloaded projects. And for the bid data sheet, instruction to bidders, clause 3.0. Requirement is certificate of site inspection. This is Annex B, Form 1. The duly signed by Mr. Norman Nunez, the OIC of Catbalogan Airport, or his duly authorized representative. This is required to be submitted. This shall include all the following documents as attachment to the certificate of site inspection and shall form part of the bidder's technical documents. First is the copy of company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection. Second is the copy of the airport or the facility visitor's logbook. And third is the picture of the proposed site, including the personnel who conducted the site inspection, together with the airport manager or officer in charge or his duly authorized representative. Note that bids not complying with above instructions shall be disqualified. For ITB Clause 5.2, the bidder must have an experience of having completed a single largest completed contract, or SLCC, that is similar to this project, or equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC. For this purpose, contracts similar to the project refer to the contracts which have the same major categories of work, which shall be building, construction, improvement, rehabilitation, or repair. And again, the ABC for this project is 101,130,438 pesos and 45 cents. For ITB Clause 7.1, subcontracting is not allowed for this project. And for ITB Clause 10.1, bidder shall submit all eligibility and technical documents as specified in Section 10 or the checklist of technical and financial documents. These are the following. Class A documents, legal documents. This is the valid PhilJEPS registration certificate, which is the platinum membership, all pages. Or registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorship, or Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives or its equivalent document. And mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas, and tax clearance per EO number 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. And in connection to GPPB Circular 07-2017 dated July 31st, 2017, the bidder shall have the following options. Submit the certificate of PhilJEPS registration and platinum membership, including its Annex A, in lieu of the uploaded Class A eligibility documents identified in Section 8.5.2 of the revised Implementing Rules and Regulations of Republic Act 9184. Provided that Class A eligibility documents listed under the first said Annex A are uploaded and maintained current and updated in the PhilJEPS registry. Submit the combination of PhilJEPS registration and platinum membership, including its Annex A and Class A eligibility documents identified in Section 8.5.2 of the revised IRR of RA 9184. In the event that offers the Class A eligibility documents listed in The Annex A of the Philippines registration and platinum membership is or are reflected to be outdated. The bidder shall submit such current and updated Class A eligibility documents. Third is submit all the Class A eligibility documents only, provided that the Philippines registration and platinum membership shall be submitted as a post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the revised RR of RA 9184. For technical documents requirement, first is the statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. This is Annex A, Form 1, and statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, or this LCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules. This is Annex A, Form 2. And Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board, or the PCAB license, or special PCAB license, or in case of joint venture, and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid, and joint resolution. This is Annex A, Form 3. And the original copy of bid security, if in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration, or the Annex B, Form 2, and project requirements, which shall include the following. First is the organizational chart for the contract to be bid. This is Annex B, Form 3. Second is the list of contractors' key personnel. Example, the project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foreman, to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. This is Annex B, Form 4, 5A, 5B, and 5C. And third is the list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements supported by the proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project, as the case may be. This is Annex B, Form 6. Next requirement is the original duly signed Omnibus Sworn Statement, or the OSS. This is Annex B, Form 7, and if applicable, original notarized secretary's certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. And this shall include all the following documents as attachment to the Omnibus Sworn Statement. First is the certification under oath, attesting that they have no pending case or cases against the government, in addition to the eligibility requirements as prescribed under the 2016 revised implementing rules and regulation of RA 9184. In case of a joint venture, all contractors must submit the certification. And second, legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP Enforcement and Legal Service with respect to the non-pending cases of the prospective bidders against this authority. In case of a joint venture, all contractors must submit the certification. And third is the bid bulletins, if applicable. Another requirement for this project is the certificate of site inspection, or the Annex B, Form 1, which is duly signed by Mr. Norman Nunez, the OIC of Catbalogan Airport, or his duly authorized representative. And these shall include all the following documents as attachment to the certificate of site inspection. First is the copy of company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection, and the copy of the airport or facility visitor's logbook. And third is the picture of the proposed site, including the personnel who conducted the site inspection together with the airport manager or officer in charge or his duly authorized representative. For the financial documents, the requirements are the prospective bidder's audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidder's total and current assets and liabilities stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. and the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity, or the NFCC. If applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance and that the bid is successful. Applicable CAAP BAC standard forms, including in this bid document, shall be complied in accordance with the prescribed forms under Section 9 bidding forms, Annex A and B. This will be shown later on. Bids not complying with the above instructions shall be disqualified. For ITB Clause 10.3, requirement is the valid pickup license or special pickup license in case of joint ventures and registration. With medium A, category B for vertical works. This is for building and industrial plant for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. Note that bids not complying with the above instruction shall be disqualified. For ITB Clause 10.4, the requirements are the key personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience set below. For the key personnel, for the project civil engineer, the project engineer or the civil engineer, for geodetic engineer, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, materials engineer, geotechnical engineer, architect, master electrician, master plumber, construction foreman, construction safety and health officer. The requirements are 5 years in general engineering for the general experience and 3 years in building construction, improvement, rehabilitation, or repair for relevant experience. Please note that bids not complying with above instruction shall be disqualified. For ITB Clause 10.5, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. I will be showing you the requirements for these projects, equipment requirements for this project. This can also be seen on the bid documents, which can be downloaded in the field JEPs and also in the CAAP website. So please note that bids not complying with the above instructions shall be disqualified. For item 11.1, ITB Clause 11.1, the second bid envelope shall contain the financial documents for the bid as specified in Section 10, the checklist of technical and financial documents. This shall include the complete accomplishment of all the following documents as stated and required under Section 8 of these bidding documents and shall form part of the bidder's financial documents. First is the original or duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. Second is the bill of quantities or the Annex C Form 1. Third is the summary of bid proposal, Annex C Form 2. The bill of materials and cost estimates, Annex C Form 3. The summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. This is Annex C Form 4, 5, and 6. And also the cash flow by quarter and payment schedule. This is Annex C Form 7. Sample of these forms will be shown later on. Please take note that modifications and or alterations on the stated requirements in the financial documents forms, for example, the BOQ, summary of bid proposal, and bill of materials and cost estimates shall not be allowed. Applicable CAAP BAC standard forms included in the bidding document shall be complied in accordance with the prescribed forms under Section 9, the bidding forms or the Annex C. Please note that bids not complying with above instructions shall be disqualified. And also, the discounts stated in the financial bid form shall be computer written with the same font style and size as of the whole text of the said form. Discounts that are either handwritten, typewritten or computer written in other font style and size shall not be considered. For ITB Clause 11.2, bid exceeding the ABC of the project shall be disqualified. For ITB Clause 12, no further instructions. And for ITB Clause 15.1, the bid security shall be in the form of a bid security declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. First is the amount of not less than 2% of ABC. If bid security is in cash, cashier's or manager's check, bank draft or bank guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit. Second is the amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is in surety bond. For ITB Clause 16, please note that each and every page thereof shall be initialed or signed by the duly authorized representative or representatives of the bidder. Submitted eligibility, technical and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs or the ear tab and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form, for example, page 3 of 100. Page number of the last page of the document. This is per envelope basis. Pagination should be sequential based on the entire span of the whole documents inside the envelope. And each bidder shall submit one copy of the first and second components of the bid. Please note that bids not complying with above instructions shall be automatically disqualified. For ITB Clause 19.2, partial bid is not allowed. The infrastructure projects packaged in a single lot and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. For ITB Clause 20, the bidder with the lowest calculated bid that complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions shall submit its valid PhilJEP certificate of registration, latest income and business tax returns filed through the EFPS, the business licenses and permits required by law, the latest audited financial statements, the key personnel licenses, the statement identifying the bidder's single largest completed contract, and its updated status of all ongoing contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, issued by the government agency or private concern. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Section 69 of the IRR of RA 9194. For ITB Clause 21, the following relevant project documents are required to be submitted by the successful bidder who submitted the lowest calculated responsive bid as part of the contract agreement during its signing. The construction schedule, bar chart and S-corp, purchase CPM, network diagram, manpower schedule, construction methods, equipment utilization schedule, and also the construction safety and health programs approved by the Department of Labor and Employment for this project. For the specifications and scope of work, these are the scope of work for the project: SPL1, mobilization, demobilization. The item 1, civil structural works, which is with its sub scopes, the site works, pile drive works, concrete works, masonry, etc. The architectural works, the electrical works and mechanical works, also the plumbing works. Second is the construction of control tower building, the civil structural works, the architectural works, electrical works, mechanical works. And for the rest of the scopes of this project, also please be informed that you can also see this in the posted bidding documents in the PhilJEPs and also in the CAAP website. You can browse this for your review and further comment if there are any. So also posted in the PhilJeps and CAAP website are the plans for this project. And this is the bill of quantities for this project. Okay, this is the form. So these are the forms as discussed earlier. Okay, so prospective bidders can see this on the posted bidding documents. And again, for the checklist of technical and financial documents for this project, for Class A documents, legal documents, valid PhilJeps registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages, registration certificate from SEC or DTI for sole proprietorship, or CDA for cooperatives or its equivalent document. Next is the mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidders located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. Tax clearance per EO number 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. And for the technical documents, statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Next is the statement of bidder's single largest contract, completed contract, or the LCC. Then also the PICAB or the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board license or special PICAB license in case of joint venture. Then next requirement is the original copy of bid security. If in the form of surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid security declaration. Also, requirement is the project requirements, which shall include the organizational chart of the contract to be bid, the list of contractors' key personnel, the list of contractors' major equipment units. Also, requirement is the original duly signed omnibus sworn statement, which shall include the certification under oath attesting that they have no pending case or cases against the government. Also, the legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP Enforcement and Legal Service, and also the bid bulletins for this project, if applicable. The next requirement is the certificate of site inspection, duly signed by Mr. Norman Nunez, the OIC of Catbalogan Airport. This shall include a copy of company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection, a copy of airport or facility visitors logbook, picture of the proposed site, including the personnel who conducted the site inspection, together with the airport manager or officer in charge or his duly authorized representative. And for financial documents, the prospective bidders' audited financial statements showing among others the prospective bidder's total and current assets and liabilities is stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. Also, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC. And also for Class B documents, if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence. Or a duly notarized statement from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the GVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Also, for the financial component requirements, again, the original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form, and the original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities, the summary of bid proposal, the bill of materials and cost estimates, the summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. And lastly, the cash flow by quarter and payment schedule for this project. So far, that's all for my presentation for the pre-bid conference for this project. Um, Mr. Chair, that's all po.
Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
At this juncture, sir, the technical working group as well as the end user, Mr. Chair, are now ready to accept questions or clarifications from our prospective bidders. We have online, Mr. Chair, a representative from MAGA Construction and Supplies Incorporated, sir. We only have one bidder who participated for the pre-bid conference. Representative from MAGA Construction.
TG. Ano yung TG?
No further questions, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, having no questions, Mr. Chair, we would just like to remind our prospective bidders that they still can submit the written questions or clarifications 10 calendar days before the opening of bids. So with that, Mr. Chair, we can now close this item and proceed to our next agenda item.
Thank you.